Hi for Blogs. Hello, Bounce.
Hello, Darren.
Nice to have you here. We're going to get the other two boys up and online, and then it's time to discuss the rugby player. What? How did it go exactly?
It was the best player not to become a Bok.
The best player not to become a Bok. Whose subject was that?
That was Sport Billy's topic.
I told you it was Sport Billy.
Sorry,
I told you it was him.
Sorry, can you forgive me for thinking that it might have been Tanks?
So who was complaining about the topic? Was it you this morning?
It might have been me, yeah.
But you just do that just to stir up a little
Not
bit
at
of
all.
argument.
Not at all.
on
I'm
Twitter.
all about big picture here.
Bounce starts a fight every Thursday on Twitter, and I worry because I stand there. I think Grunt's gonna.
If you speak to people in New Zealand, they'll add the words Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in there too.
This is fun.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Blogs next. Right, it is time. Do we have music for Blogs? Yes, we do. Here we go. There's no fucking tape. Yeah, no fucking tape. See, anyone can be Jack Parrow.
You just got to say your name a lot.
Hello, ek is Jack Parrow. En ek is die moeder. Ek gaan nou vloek. Fuck. That's Jack Parrow. There it is. It's so easy. And apologies. How you doing, Bounce?
Fantastic. Wow, I've been here for 20 minutes.
All right, easy. Now, don't start criticizing already.
No, I think all the innocence I did have left in my body is now gone.
All right, talk amongst yourselves because I've got to get the other two on the line.
Simon, what is in your hand right now?
Let's talk about the topic.
Yes, let's talk about the topic, which is
The topic for this week is Sport Billy's topic. It is who's the best SA rugby player to have not become a Bok?
okay. Johnny, it would be nice if you contributed to Blogs for a
Yes,
change.
I'd love to.
He's sulking because he didn't get his sports
No,
joke
not
in.
at all. I think I know who that. I think I know. I think
No,
it could be.
John, there's not a definitive answer.
Yeah, Charlie, this isn't the right or wrong.
I think I know who that man is.
It's not one of the awards they give at the Rugby Player of the Year awards every year. And now the unluckiest. I know. Which one is that? Tank or Sport Billy? Hello? Who's speaking?
You're speaking to Gail.
Hi, Gail.
Do you know Gail?
No.
Okay, sorry.
Do you want to be part of Blogs, Gail?
Sorry, Gail.
Have a vlog, Gail.
I've dialed the wrong number. I just thought, geez, Tank, that commentary really took it out of you last week. What did you think of that, by the way? Did you listen to any of it?
I didn't, sadly. I was at the game, so I missed it.
Would you not podcast a bit of it to see or hear what
I couldn't find it.
what Tank's commentary is like?
I went through your fantastic new website and I couldn't find it.
Oh,
But then again, I also just went onto Blogs and I think I just stayed there. So
all right. Well, hopefully this will be Tank that answers. This Saturday, by the way, we'll be there again, Hatfield Square, for another live. Tank drives me mad. For another live effort of Ballz Visual Radio. So check it out. Saturday from 2, the big build-up, and then on 5 o'clock, kick-off time. The phones are now actually gone doolally. 5 o'clock commentary, and this time we have got Nas with us as well. So it'll be the rugby panel, Tank Lanning with Nas, all doing commentary on the game, their versions.
Who are you trying to get hold of, Sport Billy or Tank?
No, I'm trying to get hold of both of them.
Yeah, Tank's just messaged me asking, are we on?
Yes, I'm trying to phone him.
And Sport Billy is also wanting to know where we are.
So right about now, we shouldn't have actually shortchanged Gail so much.
It's like being married to you, Hill. Okay, now would you explain that one to Tank, please? That is on voicemail.
Okay, try Sport Billy then.
It's ringing. At least we'll get Billy on. And I'll try Tank again when he's there so you guys can chat while I dial. No. Hello, Billy.
Hello, how you doing?
Alright, sorry, we're having a bit of phone issues here. But
Okay, no worries.
we managed to find you, so let's just try and get Tank one more time. Okay, line 1 is now completely stuffed. Say hello to Bounce.
Good afternoon, Benjamin.
Hello, Andrew.
Oh, there it is. Gave the name away.
That's not his real name.
Oh.
Do you think I'd really tell Barnes my real name?
Yeah.
Do you know that Bounce is actually the only person that knows what you look like?
Well, I've recently changed my look and grown a beard, so even that's confusing.
Yeah, you look extra spicy now, huh? If children weren't scared of you before, they're sure as well running now.
Where are you at the moment, Billy?
I'm flying down the garden route from George down to Naza.
Hey, Tank.
Hey, Darren, how you doing, man?
All right, sorry, we're trying to get you on the phone. You kept going to voicemail and then the phone conked out. But welcome. We're here at Bloggerz. Billy Bounce is in studio and Billy's on the other line.
Hi, Tank.
How's it, guys? Well, I'm a bit worried about you sucking up and getting in the studio every week these days, huh?
Why? Why is that?
Relax, Johnny said sucking up.
I was wondering what that was.
Now listen, Tank, just quickly, Saturday all done and dusted. Are you going to be up? We're going to do it again?
Absolutely fired up for that, thanks, man. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, and as I said, Nas is going to be joining us in the guise of, well, whoever does Nas, so look out for that from 2 o'clock. Right, the big subject today and this week, which was voted for, and it was your subject, Billy.
Yeah, I think it was, huh?
A little one from left field. Everyone was climbing all over Tank again about the Bloggerz topic. The unluckiest player not to play for the the best player not to play for the Boks.
Yeah, that's it, huh?
And once it was up on Twitter yesterday, a lot of people were giving their thoughts. So let's. Do you guys want to start by giving your thoughts quickly, or do you want to just go through some of the possibilities?
Billy, do you want to kick it off? I think you had a big opening, as always.
I'm happy to kick off. I'm just going to put the boundaries in place. I kind of looked at guys that played while I've been alive, which was from 1977. So Tank will probably mention a few guys before that, but I won't.
And then Darren will beat all of you.
Funnily enough, on this one, I was thinking about it driving to Rustenburg for a meeting that never happened today. So there's 2 hours of my life that I will never ever get back. But I was thinking, and I could not think of anyone other than people, the ones that people have suggested, because I thought some of the suggestions were, basically everyone that should have played Springbok did, because some of those suggestions I go,
well, I was thinking
kind
the same.
Borderline.
And I think if the guy's still in his prime now, I think it's a bit hasty to call him unlucky. Might happen still.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't look at guys like Dwayne Vermeulen and them. There's every chance that he's going to get a buck at some stage. So I counted them out. I looked at sort of past players, 80s, 90s.
You looked at a whole bunch of Sharks players, didn't you?
I think we were playing B section back then. So many of our guys would have played.
Well, there's the reason.
But I looked at sort of mainstream players. I'd also just point out that I haven't been exposed to the guys that didn't play in the sort of mainstream league. Other guys that are playing under the old story and things. I'm sure there are plenty of guys there that should have played for the Boks that never did. But I'll start off with some unlucky ones. And in 1985, the All Blacks were going to come to South Africa, and the tour was cancelled. And Sarsfield did something that's the kind of thing that you would expect of them, and they went on an internal Springbok tour. And they played various Barbarians teams that kind of like the Southern Barbarians and all this. And there were a couple of guys there that played for the Springboks in those games, but they weren't official or unofficial caps. And they included Vessel Lightfoot, the old colour Squall, who I would have thought would have got a cap at some stage, but he was one of the guys. He never went on to get a full cap.
But wasn't that because he had white boots on and they wouldn't let him play?
Before Percy's days, I wasn't allowed.
Just like it was quiet back in the day.
Yeah.
That ruled him out of contention, I'm sure. But and guys like even John Robias, he was on there. And Wilfred Capito, I'm not sure about him, and Dolian Tucker, 2 sort of really unknown guys. But no doubt some of Tank knows a bit more about them. And then one particular guy who I'd actually forgotten about him, sadly, was in 91 we had a Springbok game against the junior Springboks, and everyone that represented the Boks in that game was either capped, guys like Nas, or went on to get a cap later, except for one guy who was the scrum half, a guy called Steph Nell. And he was, as you know, tragically killed with Cameron Oliver in that accident in 93. So I think there's a guy that was potentially on his way to a Boks cap, and a damn fine player he was.
All right, let's throw into just on that subject, because maybe by just some pure, and Tank, you'll obviously might have seen this name come up a few times on Twitter, and it's come up on Facebook as well. Another one who also big guy, they reckon he would have been a Bok many times over probably, is the late Etienne Botha.
Yes, good call, very good call.
Well, that's a lot of our listeners have called that one. In fact, on our listeners poll through Twitter and Facebook, Etienne Botha hands down is the one that they pick.
Yeah, that's a very good call. Sure. He was taken from us untimeously.
Yeah, and not too long ago either. So
Yeah.
that's the one the listeners all say. Etienne Buerta would have been a more recent one.
Yeah, his name, in fact, I also threw it out on Twitter, and then his name came up a lot. And he, in the same sort of vein, Leon Besson as well. Although he got his colours, he never actually got a test cap. I'm sure he would have gone on to play a few games for the Boks, under unfortunate circumstances.
Okay, I've got one. I've got one, slightly more upbeat one. It's funny enough, it's actually a Western Province player. I didn't think I see that coming myself either.
Shafara.
No, what about Henrik Gerber? That guy was quite good. If you look at the loose forwards back in the day, he was a real workhorse, and he had some pretty good form. And if you look at the couple of guys that are about to play 50 tests for the Springboks, I was quality, I thought.
I think
He was
got
a very good player, I promise you.
Yeah, I thought he had a couple of caps.
No, I think,
Henrik Gerber?
yeah, I think he went onto the tour. I didn't think he actually.
No, I don't. Yeah, that's the one thing we've got to clear up here, because it's some of the conversation become a debate as to whether they have or haven't been Springboks.
Well, if Tank says they're not, then I'm going to go with that.
Well, Tank, you can maybe clear up a couple here for us, because there's some of them now. You start thinking, did they run on like Helgaard Muller? I think he had a run-on game against the World 15, so he did get a Springbok cap, right?
Sure.
Yeah, no, he definitely got a cap.
A cap and that mullet.
Yes.
Yeah.
My cat.
My cat, bugger off, John.
Dan Vickerman.
Anton Leonard.
He definitely got a cap.
Did he get a test cap?
Yeah.
So there we go. I mean, some of those names are coming.
Midweek,
Yeah.
What about Tank Lanning?
There we go. Jeez, how long was it going to take?
I thought you were unlucky not to get a province cap.
This was actually Tank's topic, but he didn't want to put it out there himself, so he paid Billy to make it the topic of the week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bring my province cap on Saturday, my friend.
I've got a couple of guys that you'd definitely put in the unlucky category as well, and that's guys that sat on the bench for the Boks but never got a cap. And John Robbie, in fact, sat on the bench 4 times without earning a cap. Harry Roberts 5 times, and then the leaders in that department were a guy called Tim Cox from the early 80s from Natal, and Kevin Putt. He was on the bench 8 times, but he never got a Boks cap in a test match.
Yeah, now John Robbie sits on the fence.
John Robbie does anything but sit on the fence.
Another player who was very unlucky not to get a book camp sat on the bench in the third test of 1974 Lions in Port Elizabeth. Gavin Carley.
Yes,
Roland, out your face, buddy.
It's amazing what you can find on Wikipedia there,
No, I haven't got anything on Weekly. I'm on Twitter.
And Johnny's back again next week.
What about someone like? Did he actually get a cap? Caboose van der Westhuizen.
Yes.
He got a test cap.
He played in the 93 tour to New Zealand, wasn't it? Or 94 with Ian McIntosh's team. That's where...
he didn't get a test cap, but he got a midweek cap.
Are you sure?
There's that distinction. Yeah, I've got him on my list from one of the resources that John Wallen sent me.
Thanks, Pat.
I'm not sure how confident I am to use it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
But but anyway, so those are the guys that sat on the bench often and didn't get called up. Then, I thought I'd just put one in here for Simon, and that I came across. Actually picked up this fantastic book by Eddie Grieb at Stuart Farms, the Springbok Handbook, and there I found the guy. You'll be up there in Simon's best ever box because he lasted a whole 2 minutes on the field, and that was Skutter Becker. Shortest Springbok career ever, 2 minutes. He came on as a blood replacer.
Doesn't Floxiliers have the shortest Springbok career?
No, he was 15 minutes and came on, missed one kick, and that was it. He was Flocky was about 15 minutes, eh, Tank?
Yeah, I think it was about that.
Yeah, so he came on. But now, wasn't there a player that actually was supposed to play for the Springboks, ran out, tripped over the when they drag the TV wires across the tunnel and they've got that little metal thing just to cover them so people don't trip over the wires. He tripped over that, broke his arm, and never actually made it onto the field and never played again. Tank, it was a front row forward as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a story that Gus Enderstein and Paul Day but that was at provincial level, Western Province provincial level. But sure, but Springbok, do you know the name, or is it folklore?
Well, the name, and he did play for the Springboks as far as I can remember. Jan Lok. I don't know if it happened to him before he got his first cap, or he was supposed to play. I don't know if that happened to him, and then subsequently he did get a cap, and obviously he's not with us anymore. Does that ring a bell, Jan Lok?
I don't think it happened to him. Jan definitely got many caps for the Springbok.
Yeah, but I think in his first, and I say I'm not 100% sure here, but his name pops into my mind. I think his first test he was supposed to play. That's where something happened, something disastrous happened in the tunnel, and he actually didn't play. But I do stand corrected. So
Yeah, these guys have got him down for, one of them. They've got him down on the list of unluckiest Boks, and they say that he was selected for the 89 game against the World 15, and they don't say how he got injured, but he got injured just before kickoff, and Flippy van der Merwe took his place. So maybe that's why.
Okay.
and that was Jan Lok.
Yeah, Jan Lok.
Okay, well then I did get the right
I
guy.
think you're pretty right there.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. So but as you say, he did play some games after that. So it's not like he didn't get a cap at all. That would really be sad. What about Gerald Fenter?
Never heard of him.
You never heard of Gerald Fenter? I think he sat on the bench more than any other player for Transvaal. He was a hooker, and he sat on the bench, I think, 200 and something games, and hardly ever, because in those days they never brought a guy on for a run. You only came on if someone got injured. And he never got a run onto the field.
Like Francois Bontes.
Bontes and Francois van Wyk as well. I sit on the bench with those two guys. Never got any games.
Old Norm Hewitt for the All Blacks as well. He spent some time on that team.
Yeah, that's right.
Of Willem Steenkamp.
Whiskey.
Willem sat on a few benches for the Sharks, then he moved to the Bulls. He sat on the bench for them. I think he went to the Free State. He was benching one week, and then the next week he was team captain. and next week he was back on the bench for the Cheetahs, and the next week he was back in Pretoria. That was a very interesting career.
Yeah, that's something to think. He wants to become a judge. He spends so much time on the bench.
All right, so are we going to have a definitive answer as to who the unluckiest is?
I've got a definitive one. Yeah, I've gone with basically.
Hold on, is it a name we haven't heard yet?
Yes, yeah. I've got the two guys that I think are really unlucky. They never got test caps. They got midweek caps.
Don't give it yet. Okay. This is what you call the cliffhanger.
You still got to give Bounce an eye turn, surely.
Yeah, no, we will. But this is what. This is what we call the cliffhanger. Who will bounce and front row grunt put forward as their unluckiest players not to get a Springbok cap? And who will the definitive 2 be from Sport Billy says be? And will one be Gary Player? We'll find out after your sports headlines with Johnny. He's got those for you. It is Blogz here at Ballz Visual Radio. Tank and Billy, you guys are still there?
Yeah, indeed. Hello.
Yeah, it's called formatting, and we're adding new things all the time to blogs. And because blogs generally should take up the full hour anyway, what we've decided to do, Tank and Billy, and we've had a chat here with Ben in studio as well, is on a Thursday, after we've wrapped up and come to a conclusion, if we ever can, on our topic. Yeah, the grunt. Is put you guys head to head in the Super Balls Up. So Bounce asks the questions, and you two go against each other, representing two of our listeners who've entered. Only on a Thursday, Nicole. Relax. What happens if you end up in a full-time job in the wild?
I'm just worried that he can't read my handwriting.
Well, then write it out nicely.
And Darren, where's the part that we spoke about me never actually competing for this?
No, you're not competing. You're the quizmaster. So Bounce asks the questions.
I've got some questions that Daisy put together for us yesterday.
Where is Busty?
Busty Tehran is not here today. She's out. Nicole is playing the role of Busty today.
Which we didn't use yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Okay, you do them, sir. I mean, you do the questions.
Bounce is going to do
Bounce. Okay, Bounce will read.
What I'm saying is we can either use your questions or we can use Daisy's questions.
Bounce asks the questions, and Tank will go head to head with Billy, and you guys will be representing Jaap and Gert today. Bulls against Lions. It's for points on the log to see who wins.
The line.
We'll do a draw. Let's get back to blogs now. So, and our topic about the player who was unlucky is not to be a Springbok. On Twitter, Jacques Schroeder says Skalk Brits. He was a Springbok, wasn't he? Didn't he?
He was a Bok.
You got it. You got one around about the time Luke got one. I
I
think
think everyone got a cap at some stage.
around about the time Luke got one. Yeah.
Rudolph was free with his cut.
Someone said Mitchell. I hope they're not talking about. John Mitchell sat on the Western Province bench for ages behind Povey, and then moved to Transvaal, and I think benched there as well. Jan Serfontein, father of under 20 star, currently now, Brick Shida Serfontein. 3 years South African schools and captain, says Chris, and those are some of the suggestions on Twitter. Right, Tank,
Yeah.
go.
Okie dokie. So are we saving one particular name for right at the end?
Yes.
Or are we just going to go, okay.
Save your one or two if you got, and throw them out
Right.
at the end, and then
Right.
we'll see who comes out.
Because of course mine is a tight head prop. So
never.
I'll hold him. I'll hold him back for the end. Okay, I've got some mainstream names that I would throw out there. Some of them have been said already, but I haven't heard the name Dion Kinnigan named at all. But I mean, he went on to have a astonishingly good career for Ireland, and he never got a cap for South Africa. Brad Barrett, of course, now playing for England. Mike Cat, everyone's going to hate that, but he certainly didn't get he could have played for South Africa and didn't. For me, an interesting one would perhaps be Herschel Gibbs. Of course, he can't count himself as being unlucky to have missed out, but perhaps one of the more talented players to miss out, because he didn't go on to play to further his rugby career.
Well, if you're going to throw Herschel in, what about throwing in
Kirsten.
Peter Kirsten and Lee Barnard?
Wasn't Hansie also quite handy in high school?
Yeah, we're not Springbok material.
Yeah, and also to the other Kirsten, Juice. I played scrum off with him at GCT. He was a bloody good scrum off. Yeah, absolutely. Look, I mean, I'm sure the names should carry on forever. But a former junior player, World Junior Player of the Year, Pat Barnard, never went anywhere after playing for the SA Under-20s. He's playing somewhere in France at the moment, but second division stuff. Justin Melk, Robbie Dyke, Wayne Fivey. I'm not sure if he ever got a cap, but he was a bloody good Lucy. And then there was a number 8. What's that?
He did get a
He
cap,
did get a
according
cap.
to John.
Yes.
He did. Okay,
No,
okay,
I'll
very
back
good.
it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Then there was a number 8 who I played SS schools with both Diana Kinnigan and Luther Bacchus. Do you guys remember him?
Yeah, he ended up at Griquas.
Yeah, Griquas, yeah.
Yeah.
He was probably a little bit unlucky. And then my outside liars, and there's personal indulgence probably. There's a fellow called Pierre Marais who played for Western Province, who was an extremely good scrummager. Had 1 foot shorter than the other, but never got to play for the Boks. Very good loose head prop. A guy called Simon Berridge, very, very quick Olympic athlete, played wing for Western Province, never got a cap. There was a scrum half called Michael Kirsten, who was very, very talented, and he played behind Freddie Ferreira. And then out the blue completely would be a guy called Michael Ehrentraut, who was a super talented...
You're delving into League 2 players now. What is going on here?
Take all your mates listening to you read the names out.
Did Lance Sherrill ever play for South Africa?
Yeah, he definitely got caps.
Yeah, I did play.
Yeah, I did. Otherwise, he was my go-to guy.
Him and Gavin Lawless, otherwise they would have been in there as well, with Robbie and the whole team,
All right, so those are
But
Tank's.
I'm holding back my big name, man.
One big name from you, 2 big names from Billy. Bounce.
Darren, I think this conversation's clutching at straws now. A lot of these oaks wouldn't have cracked the nod in my book. I'm just going to say Hail Corelli. he could have been molded into something great.
Yeah. Is that it?
No, I've got nothing.
Bounce.
Anything Harold will be doing is pushing get the ugliest box combo.
But could you imagine doing a hooker against Philip Skit and Hal Corelli? That's what they call tactics.
Did Patty got a cap, eh?
Who?
Patty, did he?
Who's Patty Patty?
Andrew Patterson.
Yeah.
That's a Miriam
definitely.
Makeba song. What are you saying on that? Patty Patty.
Did he?
I'm just making a note for one of next week's topics, which I think might have come out the ugliest Springbok team ever.
Oh, shit.
Oh, jeez, can we get 2 hours?
Already got him. He's got that.
All right, so Bounce doesn't put any name forward. Have you got one you're holding back, or
Yeah, sure.
you haven't thought of him yet?
No, I've got him. No, yes.
All right.
I do actually have someone in the tight 5.
In the tight 5. Okay, so some other names coming up on Twitter. Jeff Lawton says Clyde Rathbone. He probably would have played if he didn't go to Australia. I think we're not talking about guys that chose to play in other parts of the world. I wonder if Mike Catt would have even played.
That's
Yeah, Yapi Mulder and Henny LaRue, would he have kept them out of his side in the mid-90s?
Never.
No, look, I mean,
Never.
it's the same as Brad Barrett. He probably wouldn't have got a game here either. But still pretty talented players, unlucky to miss out because they played behind even more talented players. And I think that's part of the discussion, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Shovel.
If my kid had played for the Boks, old Jonah would have definitely scored against us.
All right. Another one, Deval Duvenacher. Well, he could still end up playing. He's still a current player, so at the moment he hasn't been picked, but he could do. Portefeuille from Northern Transvaal. Ron Snyman throws that one in. Did he play for the Boks? I don't know.
Don't think so, no.
Johan Murray, another Northern Transvaal number 8. Also a good player. Don't know if he played. Yours Schubert, Brad Barrett says Wesley Robertson. So, and Jacques Schroeder, okay, he says Scott Brits. We've mentioned that one as well. So there's some of the ones that have come through on Twitter. Do any of those names feature in your hidden 1 or 2?
No.
All right. So let's do the whip around then. Simon, have you got anyone else to add?
I do.
You're going to add one to the fray as well?
Yeah. And you guys haven't mentioned him. I think you'd be pretty pissed off. Is Hugh Bladen. How dare you? How dare you forget Hugh Bladen?
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Damn right it
Does
is.
it count players that actually did play but did nothing? All right, here we go then. This is the final selection. Which players will get a rose tonight? So we're going to throw in the listeners' vote as Etienne Buerta. All right, everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's go to Sport Billy now. So who are your secret 2?
Okay, I'm going. The first one is he's put forward as his own case, and he goes by the name of Cheeky Watson. He, as I say, he's the self-proclaimed best player to never play for the Springboks.
It's like Gary Player with no talent.
But I mean, yeah, the guy pulled himself out of Springbok trials. I'm happy to throw him in there as a random. And then without doubt, the best rugby player to never play for the Boks, I'm going with none other than John Robbie. 9 caps for Ireland, capped for the British and Irish Lions in test matches versus the Springboks. Played for the Boks in unofficial tests against the Barbarians in '85. Sat on the bench 4 times for the Boks, but never got a run. And
Billy, you still there? Don't move.
it's on live radio. Mr. John Robbie is rugby per se. Personified as the man, the greatest, the best. He knows rugby, and no one else is entitled to a view.
And if you're on his show right now, he would be saying, "Hi, Billy, hi."
Hiya, Billy. Hi.
All right, so Billy says Cheeky Watson and John Robbie with a little bit of tongue in his cheeky.
Yeah.
Bounce.
Firmly placed.
I'm going to go with Johnny Tradesman from Province. I thought he was brilliant.
Jeez, like Johnny Tradesman.
That guy maybe want to be a tight forward.
And Simon
You're
Hill.
going to be the tight forward.
I've already told you, Mike.
Oh, you were being serious about plays. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think we have anyone serious that's actually going to come here. Tank is probably going to have the only serious one that really comes through.
Darren, I've got one.
Johnny's got one as well. Who do you say, Johnny?
Dennis Comfer, one of the most lethal centres ever.
Where did he play for Grey High? Or what?
Represent Eastern Province. Dennis Comfer.
Oh, please do
And
me
he-
a favour.
What about Donnie Gerber?
No, you played. Dennis Comfer.
What about Ryan Kankowski's old man, Tino? As soon as we're throwing them out there. Right, Tank.
Right. Mine is a man who wears the number 3 on his jersey, played multiple times for France, never got a chance for South Africa. Current Springbok Touch 5 coach, Peter de Villiers.
Peter de Villiers. Alright, so I'm looking at the faces around here with the reactions to some of those names.
I zoned out for a bit there. I thought you were talking about Peter de Villiers. I thought you were talking about that. I was like, what the? Buy my book. I thought, jeez.
Alright, so we've taken Johnny Tradesman out. We've taken out Cheeky Watson.
Sure.
Or do you want us to leave him in there?
No, leave him in.
Yeah, leave him in. So we've got Etienne Buerta, Cheeky Watson, John Robbie, Peter de Villiers. I've written Herschel Gibbs here as well, because that's my choice. Herschel Gibbs, I would have undoubtedly would have played if he had carried on according to many other people as well, would have been a Springbok, but chose not to carry on with rugby. Someone, Jock, just says Neil de Kock. He also got a cap though, didn't he?
I think so. Yes. Pretty sure he did.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah. So, boys, out of those names, who's the unluckiest player never to get a Springbok cap?
Sure. I'm going with Regan on this one. John Robbie is rugby per se.
John Robbie.
John Robbie.
It's John Robbie.
What an accent, man.
What, Tank?
I can't live with that. What an accent. He was born in a different country.
All right. Who will you go with then, Tank, out of those names?
I'm sticking to my guns. I'm going with the Villiers.
All right.
I'll back you up on that, Tank.
All right. Out of those names, though, probably Etienne Botha would be the popular vote with all our.
Yeah, look, he's very talented, and then obviously, didn't go to another country. It was just taken away.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good call.
All right, cool. There we go, guys. That is Blogs today. Who is the rugby player most unlucky not to play for the Springboks to get a Springbok cap? Thanks very much. Met Aish says Vleis Versace. Did he get a Springbok
No,
cap?
he did.
He definitely played.
Yeah.
He did get a cap.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he was also on that Ian McIntosh tour as well. All right, guys. Thank you very much. So you're going to be working on yourself now. Listen, just on that topic, because literally it's blood and guts on a Thursday morning when I open up Twitter, and one of you starts it, and then everyone climbs in.
Darren, I'm just passionate about the show, so I want the best topic to come through.
Yeah, as do all of you.
Electrolux.
I was thinking this
Watch
morning
your mouth, Tank.
before we get onto the Super Balls up, and
Which
you
I'm
guys,
ready for, by the way.
Yeah, well, you're the quiz master. I was thinking on blogs, if you all put forward a subject, why don't we actually consider all three subjects, but try and actually get them to 1 point. Try and get it into a
I'm not
common
gonna
theme.
comment on that.
We can give it a bet.
A lot of
No,
pencil
no.
sharpening.
Huh?
I don't think that'll work.
How are we going to crowbar Gary Player into the intricacies of tight forward play?
No, but I'm thinking if you guys don't tell anyone what your subjects are, just all come in with your subjects and then start.
Yeah, I'm game for anything.
And try and incorporate your topic with the other two. Simon doesn't like it.
Now, I like the idea of voting, but maybe we could start. Maybe the listeners could suggest topics too.
There we go.
We can add a
Yeah,
fourth.
that's a good call.
Welcome to. We can add the listeners' topic, and then people can vote.
You can either vote on the listeners.
Very good.
Yeah, you can vote on a suggested topic by one of our bloggers or the listeners' topic.
All right, cool. So there we
What
go.
happens if a topic is only just loses out, so it's probably deemed worthy of discussion? Maybe hold it out for put it in the mix for next week.
There we go. You can do as well. So those are the other thing I did suggest, but seems like no one was really interested. Is if you don't get more than 50% of the votes, you can form a coalition.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, Bounce is keen for anything. All right, guys. Next week we look forward to your subjects. Try and get them in as early as possible, so we can get them on the website and on Facebook, and people can vote. We have a special blogs section on the website. Have you all seen it?
Yes, I have.
Seen it? And well done on the new website. Looks very nice.
Yeah, Irene Null. You can thank her personally if you bump into her in Cape Town, Tank.
I'd like to. Can I do that on behalf of the team?
I'll say hi to Joe for us as well. All right. So there we go. It's on the new website under blogs, and you can listen to all the previous blogs as well, and look for a place to vote. Time to wrap the show up with our Super Balls up. Do you guys know how it works?
No, I need an explanation, please.
Yeah, talk us through the rules here.
Best of 5 questions. So Tank, you are playing on behalf of Yop, who is a Lions supporter. So he's playing for the Lions. Okay. So Yop is going to be hanging out for you to get the points for him, because whoever wins the game immediately gets into the draw. If the team finishes in the top 4 that they represented, they could be drawn out to play for them in the playoffs. If they win the final, they win a Samsung 46-inch TV.
All right.
And Billy is playing on behalf of Gert, who's a Bulls supporter. So it's Lions against Bulls today. Lions actually topping the table ahead of the Kings. Yeah, believe it or not. And the Bulls are lying in 5th place. That's how it stands at the moment. 5 questions. You shout your team if you know the answer. So Billy, you got to shout Bulls, or Tank, you got to shout Lions. First one to shout the answer gets to answer the question. If you get it wrong, it goes automatically to the other guy. You can get a free shot at it. All right. Bouncer's got the questions. Best of 5. Here we go. Starting off first. Remember your team. Shout your team if you know the answer. First question.
Okay. Who won the first Tri-Nations rugby tournament?
Lions,
Lions.
Lions
New
first.
Zealand.
Correct.
New Zealand, 1 point for the Lions and Tank. Right, next question. Shout your team.
Did Tank Lanning used to grunt in the front row?
Lions.
That's not the right question. Next question. What is the answer, by the way? Right, next question.
In which year was the International Rugby Board founded?
Lions.
Lions.
1914.
Oh, Tank's so close now.
Don't give the answer. Gert? Sorry. Billy?
I'm going 1896.
1896.
The correct answer is 1886.
Sorry, no points for anyone there. 1 point lead for the Lions. Third question. Shout your team if you know the answer.
Name one of the two baby Boks up for the IRB Junior Player of the Year award.
Lions. Bulls.
Bulls was first.
It's old
Oh, yeah.
Sean Ardendorf.
Sean Ardendorf?
Correct.
Correct, that's one. The other one is the Brick Shithouse at centre, Saterfontein.
Yeah.
It's all square after 3 questions. Question 4. Shout your team.
Who won the 2003 Rugby World Cup?
Lions.
Ooh, that's a tight one. Bounce, who was the first?
I just heard them shout bounce actually. It's like an amalgamation of words. I'm going to go with whatever team Tank's on. Lions? I heard this
England.
word.
Come on.
I think it was just Lions. Just snuck it in there. England is the right answer. 1 point. So, final question. If you get this one right, Tank, you get a bonus point for the Lions, and Jaap wins the game. Billy, if you get this one right, you tie the game, which means both guys go through, and if you lose and no one gets the answer, remember, if you finish within a point of the other guy, you get a bonus point for that team. So,
Okay.
final question. Shout your team if you know the answer.
What is the name of the stadium in Port Elizabeth where the final... Okay.
Lions first.
Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium.
Correct.
Correct. Could have been Boete Rasmus if it was an earlier test, but you took the right guess.
I took a bit of a risk there, I'm afraid.
You didn't,
Well,
even,
listen.
you didn't even let me say train carriage.
Jaap wins the game for, the Tank wins it for Jaap and the Lions, so the Lions get more points added onto the log. They go now to, with a bonus point there for getting 3 right, because you got more than 50% on 36 points, 8 clear of the Kings. They've played one more game, and the Bulls don't even get a bonus point, so after 11 games they remain on 20, which means the Sharks could overhaul them. They're last at the moment.
Just because we've got 2 rugby gurus on the line, can we ask them the last question?
Which is?
Name one of the 2 teams to play in the first international rugby game in 1871.
Bounce.
Bulls.
Bounce?
No, Bounce just read the questions.
Yes?
I totally knew that.
What is it? Tank?
Shit.
It's not India.
What was the question
I'm
again?
going England and Scotland.
Correct.
That's correct.
What was the question? The first international?
First international rugby game in 1871. Who were the 2 teams?
England and Scotland. Tank, thanks very much for joining us. We'll see you on Saturday. Fly safe, and we look forward to seeing you at Hatfield Square again. You can see the impressive Tank Lanning together with the panel, and our very impressive looking Nas as well.
Yeah.
Ours has got some condition. That is on Saturday from 2 o'clock, commentary from 5.
I'm so excited about that.
Thanks a lot, Billy, and congratulations. Obviously, big day today. This is the day that Gary won his 4th, or he won the US Open to finish the Grand Slam.
Yeah, we're going out to celebrate right now, actually, Simon and I.
Yeah.
There we go.
And at the time, the youngest man to ever do it. If he hasn't told you already.
All right, and Bounce, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Always good to be here.
Look forward to seeing your subjects, guys. There we go. That's blogs for today. Check it out on our website under blogs. It's a brand new section on the website at balls.co.za.
2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays to Fridays live on balls.co.za.